Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another miracle day with this wonderful book. So today we're on lesson 96. I'm Janet Melody, and I've posted a link under this video with where you can read this lesson and all the information that goes with this course. So today's lesson is salvation comes from oneself. Salvation comes from oneself. That's what we have to, as always, keep repeating in our mind, bringing it into awareness and really understanding that truth, that salvation comes from oneself. So let us read on and see what is asked of us. Although you are oneself, you experience yourself as two, as both good and evil, loving and hating, mind and body. This sense of being split into opposites induces feelings of acute and constant conflict and leads to frantic attempts to reconcile the contradictory aspects of this self-perception. You have sought many such solutions and none of them has worked. The opposites you see in you will never be compatible, but one exists. The fact that truth and illusion cannot be reconciled, no matter how you try, what means you use and where you see the problem, must be accepted if you would be saved. Until you have accepted this, you will attempt an endless list of goals you cannot reach, a senseless series of expenditures of time and effort, hopefulness and doubt, each one as futile as the one before, and failing as the next one surely will. Problems that have no meaning cannot be resolved within the framework they are set. Two selves in conflict could not be resolved, and good and evil have no meeting place. The self you made can never be yourself, nor can yourself be split in two and still be what it is and must forever be. A mind and a body cannot both exist. Make no attempt to reconcile the two, for one denies the other can be real. If you are physical, your mind is gone from your self-concept, for it has no place in which it could be really part of you. If you are spirit, then the body must be meaningless to your reality. So yes, if we start reconciling and getting into this body and becoming one with it, we're detached from the truth. We have become separated, and we're not seeing the world as a loving spirit. We're seeing it as a separate self that has conflicts with everything around it and the external. And it causes this conflict because the mind is then starting to rationalize everything around it, when really our one purpose is just to be in light and love and peace and let the spirit flow through us in that way. Spirit makes use of mind as means to find its self-expression, and the mind which serves the spirit is at peace and filled with joy. Its power comes from spirit, and it is fulfilling happily its function here. Yet mind can also see itself divorced from spirit and perceive itself within a body. It confuses with itself. Without its function, then, it has no peace, and happiness is alien to its thoughts. That's a big one just to wrap your mind around. Yet mind can also see itself divorced from spirit, which it does. It sees itself separate and perceives itself within a body. It confuses with itself. So it sees itself as a body and gets confused and thinks that's who it is. Without its function, because there is no function in that, then it has no peace, and happiness is alien to its thoughts. That's why you constantly can't find them happy thoughts. Yet mind apart from spirit cannot think. It has denied its source of strength and sees itself as helpless, limited, and weak. So when it's apart from it, when it's in fear, it's like, oh my goodness, how do I don't know what's going on in the world, so the world is quite a crazy place. I must do this, I must sort out my life like this because I don't know where it's going. When you're in the spirit mind, you are content, you're happy, you're going with the flow in the moment. You don't have all these self-concepts and ideas and what you should be doing and meanings, so you create so much chaos for yourself. disassociated from its function now. It thinks it is alone and separate, attacked by armies massed against itself and hiding in the body's frail support, because this body eventually dies. Now must it reconcile unlike with like. For this is what it thinks that it is for. Waste no more time on this. Who can resolve the senseless conflicts which a dream presents? What could the resolution mean in truth? What purpose could it serve? What is it for? Salvation cannot make illusions real, nor solve a problem that does not exist. Perhaps you hope it can. Yet would you have God's plan for the release of his dear daughter bring pain to her and fail to set her free? Your self retains its thoughts, and they remain within your mind and in the mind of God. The Holy Spirit holds salvation in your mind and offers it the way to peace. Salvation is a thought you share with God, because his voice accepted it for you and answered in your name that it was done. Thus is salvation kept among the thoughts your self holds dear and cherishes for you. Just repeat that again. Thus is salvation kept among the thoughts your self holds dear and cherishes for you. We will attempt today to find this thought whose presence in your mind is guaranteed by him who speaks to you from your one self. Our hourly 5-minute practices will be a search for him within your mind. Salvation comes from this one self, through him who is the bridge between your mind and it. Wait patiently and let him speak to you about yourself and what your mind can do, restored to it and free to serve its will. So we must begin our 5-minute practices every hour, and we want to be saying this. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. Then seek its thoughts and claim them as your own. So allow those thoughts. When we said that statement, we're seeking for those thoughts. And then we're claiming them as our own. These are your own real thoughts you have denied, and let your mind go wandering into a world of dreams to find illusions in their place. Here are your thoughts, the only ones you have. Salvation among them, find it there. If you succeed, the thoughts that come to you will tell you you are saved, and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. Your self will welcome it and give it peace. Restored in strength, it will again flow out from spirit to the spirit in all things created by the Spirit as itself. Your mind will bless all things. Confusion done, you are restored, for you have found yourself. Wow, 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 wow. Now you'll know when you've felt this, because you're going to go and ask the question, salvation comes from my one self. The thoughts are mine to use. When you find those thoughts and they reveal to you the peace and truth of love, it's like it opens up a new way of seeing everything around you, because you accept the peace in the mind, and then the world, everything around you is seen as at peace, because you've become as one with it. You've become the peace that just lives in the moment. That's the realization, you're the peace that just lives in the moment. You're not trying to get ahead or bring your past with you. You're just living in the moment, because that's gone. That was meaningless. The future isn't even here. All you have is now, and the Spirit just wants to express love and joy within you every day. That's all it wants to do. And in doing that, you're expressing in beautiful ways, because you will be given the signals of what your body is here to express and what it's meant to do. That's all. You don't need to do anything. It's simple. Life is so simple and easy and peaceful and joyous, and we make it so heavy and hard and difficult and conflicting and troublesome and suffering. And yet when we find these thoughts, they will bring the joy to the mind, and the mind then will transcend your world. So yes, a powerful exercise to do today. Your self knows that you cannot fail today. Perhaps your mind remains uncertain yet a little while. Be not dismayed by this. The joy your self experiences, it will save for you, and it will yet be yours in full awareness. Every time you spend 5 minutes of the hour seeking him who joins your mind and self, you offer him another treasure to be kept for you. Each time today you tell your frantic mind salvation comes from oneself, you lay another treasure in your growing store. And all of it is given everyone who asks for it and will accept the gift. Think then how much is given unto you to give this day, that it be given you. So each time we reach for this one self, one mind that has all of the answers to our peace and salvation, each time we give up the ego thoughts and we relinquish them and we seek the thoughts of truth, of peace, and to let go of all our external goings and comings and all of that, we just rest in the place we know we belong. Life will then unfold just so beautifully. I can't even, I can't express it until you feel it and express it within yourself, because it will come to you. That's what this lesson is saying. Each time you seek, you're offering your mind like a golden light. You're starting to put little lights in there. Just think, each one, each 5 minute time that you're finding that light, it's like you're putting another light in your mind and another, and before long, that mind will be lit up and it will see the truth inside. So use this wonderful practice. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. So yes, allow it to give you those beautiful thoughts. Allow it to think for you. And let the ego mind take a sidestep. So yeah, enjoy today, and keep practicing every 5 minutes. 5 minutes every hour, 5 minutes every hour. If you can do that, wonderful. And remember, don't pressure yourself. Just remember, if you fall off track, it was just, you lapsed into the unconscious world, but when you come back, you're bringing that light again. So each time, so if you can keep going every 5 minutes, every hour for 5 minutes, you're doing wonderful. And as long as you keep this within your mind each day, you're always giving yourself some joy. Each lesson is a lesson in joy. So enjoy the joy, and we'll be back tomorrow for more. So I will see you all then. Thank you, everyone. Bye.